I'm Roz.
I'm Ree.
And I'm Princess.
And we are Get the Gist podcast.
Where we make the hard conversations easy.
And we are now a part of the Acast Creator Network.
So guys, make sure to like, share, follow, and subscribe.
So
and
excited.
Tune in next week to your weekly
subscription
subscription to the Gist.
Shawty, she a freak, 10-10 freak. She don't want to speak, she want beat to the beat. I'm the voice of the street, plus a freak in the sheet. She want me for her tea, I got me for your meat. I am mad. Shawty's in that man with
I need like a... What do I need? I need like my hair done, nails done. I'm like getting to our part
My
of the month.
maintenance is crazy.
Yeah, I
I
need
got my
like
toes done. I went to, is it Lily?
Lily's in
Lily.
London.
Demi put me on this amazing, I think she's Romanian. Romanian?
Probably.
It's either like Romanian or Moldovan.
Okay.
But I love me some Lily.
Really?
Lily will have your foot feeling like a baby's ass.
You know it's deep when you know their name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you go to the store, you
that's
go
the
to
thing.
the shop, you go to ask
She told
them.
me her name and I've never forgotten. And you know the funny thing? Anytime I go to UK and get my I'm going to Lily. I don't go nowhere else.
But where, like, how did you find her? And where is she?
I don't even know.
Stratford. West
She's in Stratford. I don't even know who took me. I think me and my friend went there the first time.
Aisha.
Yeah, and then we're just like, oh, it's a cool place. Like, just get your
Banging.
toes done and stuff like that. But yeah.
Love me some Lily. And like now, I don't know when's the last time you've been to her, but now she has this like scalpel thing, and that's what she like manually peels the skin off your feet. Like my feet feel like a baby's ass. Like it's literally like a blade.
I love that shit, man.
Bro, I did one of those foot peels and they're gone wrong. It's like taking like
2 months. Yeah.
2 months. I'm like,
Takes
what's
so
going on?
long. I've actually stopped
That's
doing
why I don't want to do it.
So long. I just go to Lily.
But I never realized it took that long before. Like I've done it so many times, and that time I was literally like, "What's going on?" Like, and I just keep looking at my feet, being like, "That's enough."
Ew.
That's enough.
Yeah, no, it does take a while.
gosh.
The only place that has ever done my feet, but like nearly as good as Lily is Nigeria.
Yeah.
But Lily, yeah.
Bro.
She's a G, but she painted my pink, like my toenails, like highlighter pink. Like, guys, I'm not a very vibrant color nail girl. And I was telling her, I showed her the pink I wanted. And she was like, oh, maybe try this pink. And I was like, you know what? Maybe let the professional pick the color. No, guys, my toenails highlight, like it's highlighter pink.
Now that's nice.
It could be. So that's a vibe.
No,
In
the
the
shape.
summer.
Let me take the socks off.
Like that's a vibe.
Okay, because since my toenails are done, I can actually show the camera.
Oh, they're nice.
That's nice though. Like
that's Barbie pink.
Can I tell you why you don't like them? It's because you're in Ireland. You're not in an exotic. You're not in Cancun. You're not in a Bahama.
Yeah.
These will look nice in the sand with the beach.
Oh, bro, they're nice, Roz.
Okay.
That I like is Barbie pink.
Okay.
It's just not used to the color. It is a bright pink though. But just because you just need some slippers, bro. You just took them out of Air Forces. The contrast.
Well, like these Air Forces have also been on all day. Not been on site, bro.
But yeah, literally, obviously, I told you I had the situation with the nail tech on my toes, right? So now, like, obviously, I went to the first foot doctor, and the foot doctor was like, "Calm, it's calm. Just let it grow out and stuff like that." In regards to an infection on my toe, guys, I know, ill. But basically, so yeah, I was like, "Calm, grow it out. It's calm." Now I'm like, shit's still the same. What's going on? So obviously, I went to another foot doctor, and they were like, "Yeah, man, you need them pills, bro. You need them pills." So I was like, "Damn," but like, and I was just like, "Why did the other foot doctor not tell me?" Do you get me? Anyways, I got the pills, and like my doctor was saying like they're hard on the liver, but you're young. I think that's the best compliment you can get from like a specialist. Like I think I went to a foot doctor, GP, and then where else did I go? Just to get like a general checkup. They all told me like I'm healthy. You're good.
Yeah.
So it's obviously the tablets I'm taking right now. They say they're harder to deliver. And usually when I take them, I do feel a bit of like a
twinge.
like, but it just feels like a cramp.
Where can you go to get checkups? Like
Foot
a full
doctor,
body checkups.
Oh, full body.
Ooh, Turkey?
Yeah, Turkey. Yeah, apparently
They
Turkey
do like a whole
Back with a BBL, bro.
But like I got my blood.
You don't need it. You greedy bitch.
Wait, do you know it actually escaped my head? And the way she said, I said it. How dare you?
How greedy? Step back.
with a thin waist. How dare you?
Give me some. I can put
Raw
it to use. I
BBL
promise.
ain't no way. But I was
That's
actually
greedy,
thinking of
bitch.
going to Turkey next year because it's like, you know, all the teeth stuff I had last year with
Yeah,
that
bro.
root canal. It needs a crown. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Why don't I just go to like
100%.
Turkey to go get it done? Because it'll be so
Guys,
much
let's go
cheaper.
to Turkey.
And then I was thinking of doing that
There's
full
something-
body scan thing while I'm there. So
Yeah.
that's all I'm going. I'm not coming back with veneers. Like I've been blessed with great teeth. So all I really want is teeth whitening and then that single crown and then go for the full body scan.
You know that when you go to Turkey, they be like, just add a bit of lipo. You be like, put it on the bill.
You know,
put it on the bill.
you know what? You had me a little bit like,
No, because can I tell you something? Listen, yeah, 'cause I know I'm in the gym, right? So I have a good foundation. I just used to put something here.
take the fat out of me and insert it in her.
Just listen, give it to me. I could put it to use, bro. Can I tell you something? If I was thick, you guys won't be paying for your food. I know how to. I just know I'm good with resources. I know that's my skill. I'm great with resources. Yeah, trust me. Listen. Invest in the BBL.
Not like her looking in the camera.
Invest in the BBL.
Skinny BBL season.
Literally.
Nah, but
bro, do you want more likes on the pod?
No, but
Give me
it's
the BBL.
actually anti-BBL now. Like all the fashion, it's anti-BBL.
To be honest, jokes aside though, I do like being lean. Like I do like a lean look to me. Obviously, I used to think I wanted to be thick. But obviously now I'm just thinking, do I not want to be thick anymore because of trends? But sometimes though, like I just look at my body and be like, what actually suits me?
Yeah.
Do you get me? I think a fat bum will look good on a lot of people if everything matches. However, like your body is yours. Have you asked yourself what actually suits your figure?
Your God actually made you a certain way.
Yeah.
You just have to learn to dress for your body type. But now I think the reason why it's starting to become anti-BBL is because like back when BBLs were like very popular, the people who were getting them are now in the ages of 50s and 60s. So people are now starting to see what the outcome is over a couple of years. So now it's starting to scare people. I saw this one photo of someone on the beach and she was like in her 60s. Things are starting to sag. They're starting to drop. And she turned around. It just doesn't look right.
No.
And she's going to look like that when she's 70, 80.
Did you know that BBL smell?
What?
Oh, why are you laughing, production? Oh, did you know that? That's what turned me off. Like obviously, like
BBL
before,
smell.
obviously,
smell.
Roz was saying that don't get a BBL because your life, you know, what I mean, your life's at risk or whatever.
Yeah,
calm.
for sure.
That's why I was like, okay, calm, get a BBL. If I feel like if it wasn't life like risky, if it wasn't risky, then maybe I would dab a little bit. But anyways, besides the point, I just learned to love myself. It's cheaper. So now, right, I was on the TikTok and they were like, did you know BBL smell?
I don't think BBL.
So obviously you can't really shower like that.
How can you not shower?
Oh, when you get the BBL, you're not allowed in the shower.
You can't sit down on your
because any surgery. I think that's the thing. What people don't realize is that these are the complications of any surgery. You can't shower.
Yeah.
Straight after any surgery because you're then highly susceptible to infection. You have open wounds.
I asked ChatGPT still. Said yeah, they can smell.
Yeah, no, you're definitely gonna smell that because you're also leaking.
You're leaking.
There's a lot of liquids. There's
liquids
drainage,
coming everywhere.
There's compressions, bro.
I'm good.
Like it is horrible. Like when I was in the hospital for my burns, guys, I didn't shower for like a solid week. I wasn't allowed to.
Yeah, bro.
I basically wasn't allowed to because of infection. Yeah, I was in the hospital, so no one could smell me anyways.
But do you not think BBL season, like as you said, like with the trends, like we really are in a lifestyle of like, if you're not a stick, get out of the bus.
Yeah, like people really don't like BBLs no more.
Well, obviously, like they don't like you. They don't look natural. They don't like the natural. They don't like the ones that don't look natural. We all love a big bum. We gonna turn our necks.
But that's the thing. The only people who can afford the natural ones are the really, really rich people. Like Scissors BBL. That's iconic.
I'm not really a fan of the BBL hers.
Really? I think hers looks really natural.
I like Dolce's.
I didn't even know she had a BBL, but that's probably a skinny BBL.
A skinny BBL is where it's at, bro.
Ree, can you keep... Let's get into what this girl pisses me off, bro. I'm not in the mood today. Ree, stop
you know my friend Jordan from the TV show. She was the same. She was like, she wants a skinny BBL. I was like, you already have abs. Where are they taking the fat from? Like, what else? And she was like, I just want to get rid of my hip dips. And I was like, girl, you want to go under the knife for that?
Yeah, like the hip dips be
Understand hip dips are fixable.
Maybe when I get pregnant, something
Actually,
could happen.
that's what Kiki Palmer said.
That's
she
what
was
I'm
like,
saying.
she had her baby and her hip dips popped the hell out.
You know, someone actually told me, they gave me a compliment. They were like, you know, when you're pregnant, you're gonna be a really good looking pregnant woman. I said, thank you.
How do they know?
Bro.
Men have a big imagination.
They have a big imagination, bro.
What do you mean I'm gonna be? Oh, thank you so much. What do you mean I'm gonna be a beautiful pregnant woman? But I do believe that hopefully my hips do come out.
No, they will. They 100% will.
They come out. They come out.
Yeah.
But sometimes they go back.
Are you guys saying I should get pregnant?
If I did,
you want to suffer?
Even production's laughing.
You want to
Bro.
suffer? I've been suffering.
Okay. So risking my life to get a BBL or having a baby?
You risk your life both ways.
Yeah, to be honest.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah.
I was reminded
someone's coming out either way.
Yeah, true.
Guys, we are.
Oh my god! Yes, we're officially guys with Acast
Creator Network.
Yeah.
Look,
let's go.
We're like Christmas.
Enjoy those ads and listen.
ATL.
Thank you. God bless.
I'm so ATL. I'm so ATL. I'm so ATL. Ross, get with it, man. You're not.
I'm sorry. I'm a millennial. You know, you guys are Gen Z.
I'm so ATL. I'm so ATL. She'll get it. So obviously, to start off with bad news, I don't know if you guys saw the Hailey and DDG thing.
Oh yeah.
So I wanted to come at the conversation from an avenue of, right, two things. Can you change a man? 1. 2, people thought that because Hailey was more, let's say, innocent looking, more feminine, more more classy, than what's her name?
Chloe.
No, not Chloe. DDG's ex.
Ruby Rose.
First of all, sorry. Did you see her picture where she's bent over with the heels?
Rose?
Yeah.
No.
It's T. I'll show you after the pod. Don't worry about it.
It
Clip it in. Anyways, yeah. So obviously people thought that like basically that's like what the TL was saying was that like Hailey's kind of better than Ruby Rose because obviously Ruby Rose has kind of like a stigma, but she's just a hot girl. Do you get me?
Yeah.
Well, it's because Hailey doesn't dress like a hot girl and she's she seems more, let's say, I don't know, because I don't want to put it down, but like she just seems more like, let's say, put together, whatever. Like they were saying that like DDG was treating her better. Do you get me? But like
you never know what happens behind closed doors,
bro. But Ruby Rose,
extra hot news just dropped 30 seconds ago. Hailey Bailey reportedly requests for sole legal and physical custody of her son Halo.
Yeah.
So like dropped.
So yeah, like obviously people were saying that like DDG's treating her better because of how she is and stuff like that. But Ruby Rose did apparently say that like he is abusive. So now, what's you guys' thoughts on the situation?
So like the first part, like, can you change a man? You can't change anyone in this world unless they want to change. I believe that there's like everyone can redeem themselves.
Yeah.
If they like, redemption is real. If you want it.
It comes with work.
It comes with work. Yeah. Like there's people now there's a certain percentage that maybe will never change and it can't be changed. But for the most part, people can change. But if you think as a woman you can come in and change a man, just close the door, turn back around, you turn it 3-point turn or something, because you can't change someone who does not want to be changed.
The thing that I'm finding, man, is that his mom is now stepped onto the gram. And it comes from a place where I'm like, number one, I'm going to believe everything Hailey says, because if any woman opens up her mouth to tell me that she's been hit, to me, he's guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah,
I'm going to believe it.
100%.
I'm 100% believe it. I don't care what status you are, what level you are, because I think it's not above any male character to do that. I think it's something that any man is capable of doing if it's part of his personality, if that's the type of person he is. But it's like her mom has now come out and now said that no, that she's gonna put an end to this. She feels like it's time for her to finally speak. But this is the problem. Like, you are allowing his behavior, like proper enabling it, because I still see his behavior online. That's emotionally abusive, even if it's not physically abusive. You're sat online constantly trying to turn the whole world against her, saying that she's taking your kid away from you. Meanwhile, you're also putting your kid in the limelight of like millions of people that a child should not even be exposed to.
But like again, it's like, did he not post the child's face when they didn't want to post the child's face online? And he posted
carried the
it,
baby and then covered the baby's face or something. He just does so many attention seeking things.
antagonizing. That's what it is.
Exactly. And I think the reason why he does it as well is because it's his career. You know, the Twitch streamer. So I think he makes up silly excuses to condone his bullshit.
Yeah. And what, like, I just think, yeah, when it comes to like kids online, do you know what? Keep your co-parenting drama offline. Do you know what I mean? Nobody needs to hear about it. It doesn't benefit kids.
And the funny thing is, she never came online to speak about it. He comes online to speak about everything. It was the news who dropped it. She never dropped it. She's not come out to say any of this.
Yeah.
She's not come out and dropped any photos, whereas he's constantly always attacking her. Even when all of this came up online, you know, most people, your legal teams would even tell you, don't comment on nothing. He looked at it and he dusts it off and pretends as if it's not a thing. Like, he still puts that up online, his reaction. He's always looking for attention.
But I feel like once it gets to a physical moment, there's already so much abuse that's probably happened beforehand that like obviously doesn't lessen the physical aspect, but it's like all these little things, like mental abuse is just as bad as physical, and it messes with your brain more. And it's like it's not fair on her. Like, she's just trying to move on with her life. Like, you've moved on with your life, and it's like, do you even care about the situation, or are you trying to get more clout, like more streams?
I saw like these photos that apparently dropped of the alleged text messages that he sends her. Apparently, like, he called her out for being on holidays with Brent Fayez. Bear in mind, neither of these people have actually come out and said that they were together. There's several times where people go on holidays, and celebrities tend to go to a lot of the same resorts because they be the only ones who can afford them. So who's to say she didn't go to that and he just happened to be there, and you're just putting 1 + 2 + 2 and coming up with like 20.
But you're literally dragging this girl, your family, through like all the tabloids. You know what I mean? You're posting with Next Babe and stuff like that. And now you're tweaking because he's on all day with Brent Fayez. Like,
your child is
safe.
Crazy. You don't have to worry.
But it's like, how can you have that? Like, you're acting like you're so over it and you're so unbothered, but you're tweaking.
Do you know, this is one of the weird things, and this is where it's like, this is going to sound very weird of me to say, but it's nearly as in like she dated someone who was outside of her class. And I'm going to use the Met Gala as an example for this. The Met Gala this year decided not to invite any influencers. That's why DGG wasn't at the Met Gala this year. That's why Wisdom K, who is actually, he's an influencer, but he's known for fashion. He has so many collaborations with amazing designer brands, and he wasn't allowed to come to the Met Gala this year. He ate up the Met Gala last year. If he was on the Met Gala this year, he would have finished everyone with the best look. But that was something Anna Wintour said this year. She was like, she doesn't classify influencers as like the celebrities sort of things. Yes.
Interesting.
So that's why there was no TikTokers or anything on the carpet
this year. Makes sense, but they don't need it.
They don't need it.
But do you think, like, I feel like we've touched on this topic before, but I feel like influencing is in such a weird
space. It's in a weird
multiverse.
Like,
it's kind of hard influencing because there's a thin line. Because obviously people do, when you want to be online, right? There's certain things you have to do that kind of like will question your character. I was gonna say that, like, I feel like DG right now is acting like he has nothing to lose. I remember when I said I like dating men that have things to lose, because they're going to obviously care about how they're perceived by other people and just do things because like they make sense, not because of clout or whatever. There's a bit of class that like people don't associate influencers sometimes with like prestigious or class unless the actual influencer is in that. However, it looks kind of like it doesn't look as real, or doesn't come across as authentic because they're doing it for money, they're doing it for online stuff. Is it their real lifestyle, or are they just doing it for the views? Whereas there's people that like do it. This is actually their, let's say for example, celebrities, this is their actual real work and you can see it. Do you get me? So it's kind of like
I think it's where I think it kind of like borders this line where it's very, very different is that when you look, I'm just going to use like DDG and Halle, for example. Halle she wasn't born into money like that, but she grew up in like a family where they were in Disney Channel from young, like very, very young. I can't remember the name of the TV shows they did. They were even in Beyonce, Is It Fighting Temptations? They were part of the choir. Like they've been acting from a very, very young age.
Okay.
So they've had to build their way up to get to the status of where they are now.
Yeah.
But people aren't surprised about where they are now because they saw where they came from. Whereas DDG just became famous over like Twitch. Yes, he may have like a lot of the money and things like that, but it's not equivalent to the talent and the hard work that they would have done. Not to say that influencers don't work hard, but it's just like his type of influencing, he just kind of fell into it. Now, we can't say they don't work hard because they spend hours doing it. Like, look at Kai, but look at the difference between DDG and Kai. Kai was at the Met.
Yeah.
He was doing interviews. He wasn't a member,
but that's what he was
invited, but he was doing...
presenting. But I think there was a prestigious, yeah, like moment for influencers.
Yeah.
I feel like at a point, like back when influencing just started, like some influencers that are from the very beginning are still going to have that reputation because they were the first to do it.
Molly May.
Yeah, but with everything, because influencing became so accessible and so much people sort of like grew at such a fast pace, it became diluted so fast. So it's like when you look at influencing now, because there's so much people doing it, it's hard to see the like authenticity, not to take away from the work that they're doing, but they're actually used more so as a tool for marketing. Because think about it, people don't listen to the radio anymore. They don't watch TV. You can skip through ads. Do you know what I mean? But more than likely, you're going through your stories, and even though you might not even like listen to a whole like spiel of ads, like you still see it, and it's like, and that's what's like marketing things. So it's like I feel like influencing is becoming a tool in marketing rather than becoming its own.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
One thing I'll say to add on to your point is that like influencing as well. I think with movie like celebrities and actors, when they're not on the screen, you don't see them. Influencers now, they show behind the scenes, so you kind of almost value less the process because you've seen it. Whereas in actors and whatnot, like because after you've seen them do the behind the scenes, whatever is good for movie promotion. For example, remember that movie, the Bridgerton movie with the woman and the man, the most recent one, and he had
Queen Charlotte.
Yeah, like obviously they had a promo run, like you were seeing them behind the set, like all that stuff there. But after that, like you're not seeing them go to Tesco's, you're not seeing them do the real stuff. With the influencers, they're showing all that side. So I think people have kind of like lost a bit of value, and like I think people kind of like the whole putting people on pedestal things. Like I don't know what Tom Cruise is doing on a Tuesday evening.
But I feel like Tom Cruise has like made a reputation for himself through like the arts. Whereas, and I think that's the difference. Like I think influencing can be artistic. But when you look at arts like music, film, theater, dance,
the difference is because influencing, you can do it from your home. You can't do the arts and the music. Like you can't become a pop star from being in your house. Like you need to be out on the stages, you need to be out on the roads, you're opening up at concerts, you're out there grinding and grafting in the studio, unless you have a home built studio.
That's actually so true, because I remember like there's some artists from like Facebook. Don't ask me why I remember this, but it's like artists from Facebook, and I remember like listening to them, but because I used to see them on Facebook, I was like, oh, like they're just Facebook artists. You get me? Like I can't remember,
like SoundCloud artists compared to like music videos on
because you're doing it at home.
But I think that's like because things have become so accessible, we're also in a world where it's like, people aren't giving their all because they can just put out. It's more about like how much can I put out instead of quality. And it's like and trends, like
trends 100%.
Trends are taking over the world as well. So we just, I don't know. I'm not saying that I'm not hating on influencing, because it's a job. It's very fun. Like you get to experience the world at such a young age with so much opportunities.
But it's also like what makes them do so well is just what differentiates you from the next person. Kai and DDG are both Twitch streamers, like massively, but look at where Kai has taken his. Like he's built a whole house, he's brought people in, he's made like a whole Twitch streaming house thing.
Who's that? Wait,
Kai.
Oh yeah,
Kai
Like,
Cenat.
yeah,
Yeah. Even though they both do the exact same thing, but see how one has elevated and taken it somewhere, and see where DGG is taking it.
I think one has more to lose than the other.
Yeah,
100%.
but
Kai has way more to lose.
But did he not come to Ireland? And he was like had like a entourage, like the guards and all.
Kai?
Yeah,
when
he came like last year. I'm pretty sure. Like,
Ireland?
and he was like he came into Ireland, but like he literally had so much security, like he was the president. Do you know what I mean?
But
if DGG came, like he's doing TikToks outside of Big Ben.
But it's also a case of like, I say Kai can't do that in America, so he's probably thinking he's not gonna know what it's gonna be like in Ireland. He's never been here before. He doesn't know if people are gonna show up and like bombard it. Like, look at, not to use this person as a great example, even though he's also another gist of the week, Tory Lanez. When he came here, he was on the bleeding Lewis. Tory Lanez probably couldn't do that in America.
But I think, do you know what? That actually sort of goes back to your point. Princess. Sorry. I was actually like, I do know your name. But yeah, I think that's what it is, because we give artists such like, I don't know, like we put them on a pedestal.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, Tory Lanez is just getting the Lewis just like the rest of us. Do you know what I mean? Like you deep it like that. It's all about
perception.
Perception. That's the word.
Yeah. But yeah. So Tory Lanez, unfortunately.
Tory Lanez, yeah. He's in the Los Angeles correctional facility. That's what they like to call prison legally. But yeah, he got stabbed 14 times, guys.
Really?
Sheesh.
Yeah, like
I wouldn't be surprised if that was like to
to
get out.
Or to get.
I wouldn't.
I was thinking that, but I think you watched too much movies for that.
I don't think he'll be getting out though.
14 times.
He's getting deported straight away.
Yeah, he's going back to Canada anyways, if he is. But it's one of those things where it's like, I don't think anyone would ask to be stabbed 14 times. Like, you know, you might cheekily ask, like, stab me twice, like, here and here, or in the leg, or somewhere, you know, just make sure you miss the major artery. But I think 14 times is crazy. And I was, like, looking through the comments, and one of these guys was like, it's just so crazy that, like, all of this is happening to him because he didn't snitch. And I was like, just sit here and think about what you're saying. He has a kid. He's going to jail for 10 years. He's going to miss out on 10 years of raising his child because he didn't snitch. If that
Tory
man...
Lanez didn't snitch.
No, that's what he's saying. They're basically saying that Tory Lanez is innocent. Like, he didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, are you listening to yourself? I'm like, who would take going to jail for 10 years over snitching over a female? It's not even a man. He had nothing to worry about with that babe because she's not coming for him.
Yeah.
So you decide to not raise your child for 10 years all because you don't want to say the truth. You deserve to be locked up. Have fun in there.
Bro.
Like, that's silly.
Another gist of the week. Crazy question. Do you guys see people who have ginger hair or ginger haired people as black?
No. I see them as Irish. And this is all Sinner's fault. I've been seeing that trend everywhere, and I'm looking at them and I'm like,
you know, they have the same letters.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Same letters. No way.
Could be.
That's crazy. Yes. But you know, I'm starting to see a lot more black people who are actually ginger, and that is a phenomenon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's called box dye.
Like, no, like born with ginger hair.
Yeah. No way.
Yeah, I have
especially like Latino Africans.
Really?
I love a handsome.
I know a Nigerian one that has ginger hair. Like I knew him from college, and I thought he was like a albino or something, but no. But he has really red hair.
Really?
And he's fully Nigerian.
That's so cool.
So where did you...
It's a recessive gene. It's a recessive gene. There's black gingers. Actual black gingers.
You said it's from Sinners.
Guys,
what did this gingers do in Sinners? Is gingers offensive?
No, there was actually no gingers in Sinners, but it's just got to do with the fact that like Sinners, one of the main actors in it was actually Irish, and they kind of like based it all around like Irish folk music and all that stuff. Guys, you guys haven't watched Sinners. Guys,
spoilers alert.
No, spoilers alert. I'm gonna try not spoil it too much, but guys, I watched see the way production is like eyeing me. So guys, I'm gonna try not spoil it too much, but I thought it
too
was
much is crazy.
Phenomenal. Absolutely,
I'm yet to watch
absolutely
it, just the
phenomenal.
time and stuff.
Michael B. Jordan deserves every single acting award going on out there because he didn't play one role, guys. He played two.
Oh yeah.
There were scenes where he had to fight himself, and I was looking at it, being like, "This is so weird." Like he's fighting himself, knowing that it's just one person playing the two roles, and the two roles have very different personalities.
Yeah.
So it's like, while everyone had to learn one script, he had to learn two.
That's crazy.
Nah, he deserves every single award. So, guys, I'm being a little nerd that I am. I made 2 sets of notes.
2 sets.
2 sets of notes. And here's a couple of things I have in bullet point form. The Caucasian woman temptation. All I can say is Dr. Umar. Yeah.
There's some beautiful. Listen, I call them good milk. There's a lot of good milk out there.
This girl.
Shout out to my girl.
Damn nearly got them all killed.
Good milk.
Because basically, when this was like held, it was in the 1930s, and that is back where slavery had it's not that it ended, but black people had a lot more freedom.
It was a situationship.
So it was exactly. So it was one of those things where a lot more black people were free.
The situationship is crazy
because it's not a full relationship.
It's not,
they're not single.
So there was black people still picking cotton, but it wasn't like you still. You still lived on plantation fields, but it just wasn't as bad as it used to be. So like you were paid with like credits rather than like money.
Yeah.
So that's what it was kind of like back then.
Yeah.
And the one drop rule was really still big back then. But like,
what's the one drop rule?
The one drop rule is when you have an ounce of black blood in you, you black. Now this babe was 1/16 black, bruv. And she was trying to chill with the Negroes.
1/16 black is crazy.
As in her grandfather was mixed race.
She said, I'm one of them.
She said she was like, my granddaddy half black.
She said, pick me.
Choose me. My granddaddy half black.
Yeah.
And it's at that stage in time, if a white woman was seen with black people, white people could come up and try to kill you for it. So that's why I'm saying Dr. Umar, because she was refusing to leave those black people alone. And I was like, girl,
save yourself.
Bye. Leave.
Yeah.
That was note number 1. This might take a while. There was an Asian woman who was trying to save her kids, right? She fucks everybody up because of it. Now, it just kind of reminded me about the Asian community, the way like life is now. They don't play about their own. She was really willing to step over anyone and anything, no matter how much it affected her, to be able to save her people. And I was like, man, people need to be like her a lot more. Black women are stubborn. We stubborn, y'all. We don't listen.
Don't say that.
No. There was this point, this girl literally got her head blown up because she refused to eat garlic.
Okay.
Why are you refusing to eat garlic?
Because they were trying to find out who the vampires were. And they were like, you got to eat garlic because vampires don't like garlic. And she was like, no, I don't want to eat it. And they were like, eat it. She was like, no, I don't want to eat it. And they pull out a gun on her and she's still arguing about not wanting to eat this blood clot garlic. Because everyone is looking at her being like, why won't you eat the bloody garlic to prove you're not a vampire?
Could she be a vampire?
She wasn't even a vampire. She just refused to eat the garlic. And I was like, is this the time to be stubborn? Is this the time? This man is really ready to blow your head off. It was too funny. And then, even though we're stubborn, always trust black women. Because we right.
Yeah.
We right. I know it sounds contradictory, but we are right. We may put up a fight, but we are correct. Because the only person in this whole blood clot movie who knew anything was going on was that black woman. Everybody else was wrong. And then I have, the big white man will always hang you out to dry.
Wow.
There was a massive scene in it, corporation, and that's literally all it reminded me of. I was like, this is based in the 1930s. And you had this white man who was basically lying to them about all the temptations and all the things he wanted to give them. But he had no good plans for them. It was all for his selfish gain. And I was like, this is exactly what life is still like now. It's just painted different.
And nowadays, like that white man don't discriminate. Shit, everybody can get it.
Everybody can get it.
Everyone, even if you look like him, you can get it.
Everybody can get it.
Everyone's there for themselves, but do you know what? That's actually due to the world. Like back a long time ago, like the head honcho, so the CEO would make like 10 times salary of like a standard worker.
Yeah.
But now they make like 200 times than the lowest paid employee in the company.
Yeah.
And that just comes from greed.
Yeah. I literally have it in brackets. You're all being used as pawns.
Shit.
Everyone is pawns. They're playing checkers and everyone is just being used as pawns. Because it's like, when you sit down, I'm trying not to really ruin this because I can't even explain this so you guys can go watch it. But when you're watching this, you'd be like, this is what Roslyn meant. But like, everything was for his own selfish gain, but the way he twisted it for them to believe, I sat there and I was like, I know you're lying. And I was like, this is what they do. He had perfectly planned everything. He sat there and he was like, I chose this person because this person was going to do this. And y'all didn't know this person was going to do this. So I knew I had to go to this person originally. And I was like, he had the whole thing planned before they had even figured out what the heck was going on. It was so scary. And I was like, everyone was used as pawns.
But like, human beings are like very predictable. Very, like, if you ever like, we're around human beings every day.
Yeah.
Everyone is, I can almost predict what people are gonna do. The only, sometimes, like, for example, that's why I make myself very unpredictable. Like, because I know that people are so, I don't want to be controlled. Do you get me? But maybe they know I'm unpredictable, so that's how they can predict.
There's only 7 different personalities in this world.
No way.
So there's only like you can only fit into 7 categories. Like, and when I used to work in sales, used to put that into like there's 7 types of customers. So you'd be able to know from how a customer, your interaction for the first like 10 minutes, what personality this customer would have, and with that personality, how you'd overcome obstacles to like sell and stuff like that. So 100% people can predict very easily like your personality just from a few questions, open-ended ones.
Even like, wait, we should translate it into dating. So I mean, like, if a guy comes up to you after like a 2 to 3 minute conversation, you know exactly what type of person or what they're here for. If you really want to listen and you don't want to be
that's
delusional.
if he's showing his true
Yeah, he'll show you what he
All of
wants.
them be phony as hell.
And then bam.
Yeah.
First.
And then okay. Now this was a special note, but this goes back to always listen to Black women. The gift the Black woman gave him literally saved his life the whole time. Listen to Black women, emphasis on that. And then okay, so I'm gonna say a little bit. Why are y'all laughing back there? Can y'all tell production are Black men? A juju that saved him. But anyways, now, okay, this is a little bit of a spoiler. So we all know the concept of Sinners is about vampires, right? But there was also the KKK involved in it. And one of my questions, it was, who was the real devil? Who was the real bad guy? Because you had the devil who was trying to turn everyone into vampires because he was trying to give them everlasting freedom and he just wanted everyone to have fun and enjoy and be their best possible selves. Whereas the KKK were trying to do what the KKK were trying to do.
What are they trying to do?
Who, if y'all don't know what the KKK was trying to do, y'all need to go back and read some history.
Okay.
So it's well, it's one of those where it was like, who was the real bad guy? Because although the vampire was trying to kill people, his main goal was to give them eternal life. It was for his own selfish reasons because he was trying to build an army for himself, but he wasn't really trying to end anyone. Whereas the KKK was trying to end everyone.
I think it's like about intention at the end of the day.
Then if it was about intention, then the devil wasn't the bad guy.
Like, he was still a bad guy. It's just that like he had better intentions. However, he was still bad. But however, let's say for example the KKK, like their intentions is hate. That's where they're rooted in. Whereas in the other evil guy, like his intention is maybe deep down, maybe it's not. He wants everyone to be free. He doesn't want to be alone. Because if you deep the devil, right, Lucifer.
Girl, that was my last point.
Like, because he's like obviously like Lucifer, like he is obviously he's hating it. Do you get me? However, like he's trying to drag everyone up here down there because he doesn't want to be alone. Do you get me? But if he was cool where he was at, then he wouldn't want to drag people down. 100%. So I don't think anyone is more eviler. It's about intention.
That's actually a very,
so obviously,
very good point.
Like the devil guy, like he's selfish. So they're both. I think both of them. They're wrong. There's no side
of who's better.
Only the God's side.
Both devils.
And then here was my last one. Guys, this scene had me bloody shook. There's a point where the devil grabbed this person, right? and the guy is screaming out, "Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name." The devil was saying it with him. And so it was kind of like a moment as in like, God ain't helping you right now, blood.
No.
And I think sometimes people forget that Lucifer was an angel. And it was just the perfect depiction really of like, sometimes you really don't realize that the devil is right there in front of you.
He's around.
Repeating the same thing you're saying. Like, when I tell you, all the vampires and the devil were saying, "Our Father who art in heaven," the way I screamed and I said, "Yeah!"
Like, it literally says in the Bible, like, it's like, sorry guys, I'm really, really, really bad, but like, everyone bows to Jesus Christ. The devil can't do what it wants to do without consent from God at the end of the day. Do you get me? So like, I think, yeah, because I usually, like, not to be scary guys, but I've had dreams before in the past where like I'm dreaming and like, you know, I'm being attacked or whatnot, and like I'm praying and whatnot and it's not working. But that just is just letting me know that like my connection to God is very weak right now. And I need to like work on building that back up. So obviously, like, you can pray, you can do this and do that, right? But if you're not like right standing, if you're not like in alignment, then, you know, there's a bit of access there. But really and truly, like, if you do believe in God, trust in him and allow him to like really fight your battles for you, you'd be okay. But like sometimes like people use Christianity as like they don't use it for the right things. They use it. Do you get me? Like, they use it when, like, okay, how was that guy's lifestyle before the devil grabbed him?
And that's the exact thing.
Do you get me?
Where
was his heart at?
I'm not gonna say exactly.
Spoil it or whatnot.
I don't want to spoil it for you, but it was literally the exact thing, because after all of this happened and he was able to go home, it reached a point where he ended up leaving, and I kind of like remembered this image, like a lot of this scene especially that I'm talking about is all over TikTok, and it's exactly how the movie starts. It basically starts by him walking into a church with the broken guitar and he's scraped. That's how the movie starts. And at that point I stood there and I was like, the devil had touched him and now he was trying to go back home. But it was one of those things where it's like he also knew the power that he had within him, because how was the devil able to ever reach him in the first place? The devil didn't go after any of those other people who were in the church. He was the only person who had that spirit in him to call the devil. And it's funny how when you're standing in front of the very spirit that you've been calling and you are begging God for help, he used him as a laughing stock. She held man on the neck and was like, "Haha, you think you're slick. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name." I was like, hey, Jesus ain't helping you. Be careful. That scared the hell out of me. And I was like, it's so mad that this movie was able to touch over so much, from Irish folk to even Christianity to even just the way like society works. There was just so many hidden lessons in it. And when you sit down, when the movie's over, this is how well you know this movie is. Because sometimes I've watched a movie, like I watched movies before, and I'd be like, this movie could have ended ages ago if they did this in this scene. You sit down and you'd be thinking, if this person didn't make this decision, what would have happened? And you'd be like, but this is how it would have ended. It would have been fucked either way. But if this person didn't do this, how would this have happened? And then you start sitting here plotting, right? Like, what is your move? I was like, my move is that if I got attacked by a bunch of vampires, right, I'm going to stay somewhere that is surrounded by holy water. I'm going to wash all my vegetables and all my food in holy water. I'm going to drink holy water. It's going to be garlic for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then as soon as I can get, the first flight out, head into the Vatican. Y'all, the Pope is my new roomie.
There we go.
Vatican.
The Vatican.
Yeah.
In Rome.
I don't know about that still. Like,
if the vampires are here, catch me in the Vatican.
Can I say something? Yeah, you shouldn't be afraid to die.
When it's your time, it's your time.
If it's your time, it's your time.
Some of us are trying to be here for a while, you know?
Yeah,
and sometimes we planning escape routes.
Right and you're good with God, like...
So you guys know, if a zombie apocalypse is coming, you know not to look for them for help.
I'm telling, if there's a zombie apocalypse, God, please just take me there.
But I'm not being funny. I'm not being funny. I was in work in the house home alone. And I was like, because it's a new house, I'm still not used to like, you know, the creaks or whatever. I honestly thought that somebody walked through my front door. Bro, I freaked out. I ran to my to my bedroom, which is at the front. I was ready to jump out the window and everything. And then I was like, hang on a minute. Like, there's probably someone not opening my front door. But I was like, paranoia got me crazy that day. I was ready to jump onto the bin shed, do a flip. Because I was like, fuck, my phone's downstairs. I was like freaking out.
Debbie's the only one not surviving the zombie apocalypse.
No, God is going to take me before then.
Yeah.
God should just take me nicely before then, because what? Because I usually have those, you know, the G's where they're chasing. Oh, I hate those G's.
No, I never had.
I haven't had those in a while,
Yeah,
but like
no,
I hate those. But like, lucky they never catch me, because you know what I mean. They just never catch me. But like, anyway, I have a question for you guys, because you know you guys are in relationships. I hope this question is not too personal. But like, you know, when you're with someone, you love them, you want to bond with them. You know, women are obviously known to wanting to like be in their man's skin. Have you ever wanted to like hold it while he pees? That's what I want to do. I want to try it.
Why?
I just want to. I want
Are
to.
your hands broken?
We want to do it. I
If
want to
his
do it
hands were
together.
broken and he needed me to, like,
I just want to be there with him.
You just.
I just want to help. I just want to
help him pee.
No,
I'm not.
I
It's
don't
not.
think.
I just want to help.
I don't know if I
just
need
want to
to
be
help
there for him.
because unless
Okay, so if
that
she
could
wants-
lead to extracurricular activities.
No, it doesn't. I'm not even. Can I say, that's so funny that you went there, because I was not even there.
No, but I'm saying, okay, I'm gonna kick it up a notch. It's not for the number one, but for the number two, you willing to be in the bathroom with him?
Yeah.
Crazy.
But no, like, wait, he's
if-
doing the number two, and I'm just sitting in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Know him. Yeah. That's my man. No.
Do
I love him?
Do
I love him?
Is your nose working?
Do I love him? Do I love him?
No, there's
Okay, fair enough. Maybe like I won't be enthusiastic or whatever, but like if he's like, babes, I'll stand outside the door. I don't know what you want me to do. Like, do you get me? That's my partner.
There's sometimes you don't need to see any partner.
There's sometimes
in some situations.
Personal.
So you wouldn't watch them shower, you wouldn't?
Oh, I've done that.
Shower, yeah. Oh,
that's what you guys like.
I'll go to the bathroom shower. Yeah. I don't really. Yeah. I don't.
If I need to do something in the bathroom, I'm doing something in the bathroom.
Like, no, they're showering. You're just like,
yeah. If I need to use the bathroom, I'm gonna brush my teeth.
No, you don't need to use the bathroom. You're just watching them shower. So yeah, babe. So today in work,
I would do that.
I've done it before, but not as of recent.
Yeah, like
you guys are real lover girls.
But it's the
I
don't
know I'm not though.
Ree's lying.
No, I don't.
Ree's joking. She's doing everything I said.
I'm literally like, I don't want to hear it. The plop.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that.
Grow up.
I don't want to hear it.
Grow up.
I don't mind.
Hear it. I don't even want to hear that. What for?
Grow up.
Are your hands broken?
Grow up.
Kill a Shelly.
Need to grow up.
Kill him Shelly.
Like,
kill him Shelly.
I'm screaming. That is absolutely
you guys need to grow up,
wild.
man, and become real lovers. That's all I'm gonna say, to be honest. Anyways, flipping. I'm just annoyed at you guys. Yay or nay? No makeup dates. First dates.
Yeah, bro, you can't even catch me putting on makeup on a good day.
Yeah.
So you guys will do the first date with no makeup?
I can do that. If my skin is really well, just a strip
if
of lashes, I'm good.
Drinking like 4 liters of water.
I'm Gucci.
Yeah. I think it makes me more comfortable, I guess. So makeup, like, I like, right now, like, we're doing makeup with no lashes. I can do that now. But if I can go on a date with no makeup, I feel like they're going to see the real me.
But I think you should be, like, I think not you in general. You should feel
confident enough in yourself to be able to do that.
Bro, I feel like I want people to see me.
Yeah.
I don't want to see the dolled up version.
Yeah.
Because this is what you're gonna see on a daily basis. This is what you're gonna see first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
Probably worse.
If I'm going on a date with no makeup, which I have before, and it was so lush, like just lip gloss, lip gloss. But usually if I'm doing no makeup, usually the dress is nice. I'll put on some cute mules or whatnot, or slippers, have my toes out.
Yeah,
I
like
think
I
it just
love
it
it.
kind of depends on where you're going. Like if I'm
Yeah,
going to
true.
like a dinner, I wouldn't show up with no like makeup.
yeah,
But if it's like
bowling,
active activities,
Drunk
fuck it.
bowling.
yeah, swimming.
Yeah.
What's going on?
You wouldn't be
Chilling.
taking me swimming anyway because I would be deceased by the end of it. But
Uh,
I'd be good. I'd be real,
You
real
go
good.
swimming, putting
What?
what caps on in the pool.
What?
oh my gosh. So I was watching a Nigerian movie yesterday even. And the plot was, so I'm gonna paint the plot as a scenario to you guys. Cool. You're with this man for a year, you married him. You know, he's
Shook.
good guy or whatnot at the start. You come from a wealthy background, right? You're good. Calm. So obviously throughout the marriage he grows distant from you, right? Whereas in like now he's coming home from work, you're saying hello babe, and he's looking at you like this. He's looking at you like poo at the end of your shoe. That's where you're at right now. Calm. Cool. So obviously now, behind the scenes, you don't know. He's obviously met someone else. That's why he's been a bit cold. So now, he has a twin brother. He has a twin brother. So what he does is maybe I didn't paint the scenario well. But anyways, his brother swaps place with him. You don't know. Right? You don't know. You just think this man is just,
That's very you of you.
yeah, you guys are just, you just think he's angry at you because obviously I think what you did was you did kiss someone, but you're very apologetic about it.
It sounds
And
like such a strong foundation.
your brother also hates your partner too. So that's just more context. So calm. So now they swap, right? And the twin brother's here now. And he's good. He listens to you. You guys cook together.
That's
And
what
like
other.
you guys like get to know each other. And you're just like, what do you obviously you kind of sense that this could not be my husband because my husband was looking at me like poo at the end of my shoe. But now all of a sudden he's cooking with me
And
and
they never
everything.
knocked.
And then what happened is, yeah. So obviously the twin brother, he's like, yeah, I'm here to do a job. So obviously your husband paid the twin brother to stay, but you didn't know that. I'm just giving you extra context. Cool. So now, right, you're like, why hasn't he touched me? The twin brother hasn't touched you yet because obviously he's here on a job. The number one rule is not to touch. So he's obviously treating you nice, and obviously like you're just like, oh,
She is
but I want
throwing
him
it
to,
back.
I want him to,
She is doing
I want him to
everything.
suck breast, man. Why is he not touching me? So you're just like, he's like, what's wrong? Do you know? And obviously you guys share a kiss now, so you guys are there.
Oh,
Who sparks it
broke
flow?
But she's just like you guys. He's to you. He's like, I want us to develop our emotional connection.
oh,
You guys,
he says, take the pants down.
and then
Off the
he's like,
pants.
and then he's like, he's like, he's like, cool. So now 3 months gone down the line or whatever, and you're like, I want to do this, and he's like, no, I can't.
3 months.
Yeah.
And they're married.
Sorry,
Yeah.
why?
What?
Emotional
Sorry,
connection.
how can you not like
Emotional
figure it
connection.
out? Yeah, you're back to the dating stage in your 1 year marriage.
Yeah.
Like I'd be like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. Well, obviously you guys are sharp.
But you know what? It's not just
Guys,
even that.
it's not dumb.
That man has willpower. 3 months and
Yeah,
he's
yeah, yeah.
laying in a bed.
Because
with
obviously you have to
every
deep as
day.
well. Like the woman is, you guys are actually in the scenario. You guys are good women. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to be taken advantage of. You shouldn't be taken advantage of. Calm, right? Cool. So now, what happens is the police come to the door and arrest your husband for fraud and whatnot. Blah blah blah. They take the twin away.
Oh sugar.
So you're like, what's going on? What's going on? Calm. The lawyer comes in and is like, actually, and you ask him, oh, is he gonna get free? And the barrister is like, yes, but he's not who you think he is. So then it's revealed to you that like it's a twin.
Okay.
That's the first time you're knowing this is not your husband, Kunle. It's Jerry. It's Jerry.
Jerry,
Right? Come. Mind you, the night the police took him, you guys did some research. You guys knocked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you let him celebrate inside you.
You're a crazy thing. Where's Kunle?
So what's our dilemma?
Kunle, right?
Is the real fraudster. Who's on the
Kunle,
right?
Kunle got bagged by the police officers in Germany.
Oh, fair.
Yeah.
Guten Tag.
Right. So he's gone.
Now
we find out 10 days after that they killed him in the German prison.
Oh.
So he's gone.
So are you staying with Jerry or not? You're gonna stay.
Did she have a baby?
She's pregnant. You're pregnant. You're pregnant.
Oh, and Jerry did daddy. Well, technically, she's innocent in all this because she never.
No, you guys are no. You guys.
Oh,
you guys are not. You guys are innocent.
innocent.
Yeah.
I didn't put myself in that predicament.
But the main thing is, with all this context, are you staying with the twin brother?
Does Jerry want to stay with me?
Yeah.
Then so what's popping? What's good?
No.
You feel hurt and you feel deceived.
I don't
because
feel
Jerry knew the whole time.
It's just deceived by Jerry.
But now Jerry's your baby daddy. What you gonna do?
Jerry is, first of all, if I ever got to the point where Jerry's my baby daddy, like I am I'm gone. I'm gone.
You're gone. You're leaving.
I'm gone. No, I'm saying is I'm gone. I'm not right in the head. Because how could I? Anyways.
But she didn't know the whole time that Jerry was.
You didn't know.
You're researching, yeah.
But you're researching your husband, girl.
You thought it was your husband.
You thought that was your husband.
But how do you not know the difference between your husband?
Because it happened when the lights were off and you didn't see shit. They're identical.
They don't.
They're the same height. Their voices are the same. They're identical. No, they can't. That's impossible. Like, I doubt that.
Do twins have this? How would she know?
I doubt that.
Ask Jerry.
Because apparently mono twins, the twins that come from the exact same sack, are very, very rare.
Really? Like,
twins that come from the same sack are very rare.
Really?
Yeah. So you can have identical twins that are so they're identical, but they're not the same, sharing the same everything. So there's
fraternal.
A little bit, I think they're called something twins. Anyway, no, not fraternal. They're still identical with Jerry. Twins, but they're not fraternals. But mono something twins are supposed to be extremely rare, and they're the ones that come out looking identical.
I forgot to mention that Jerry was actually like a pauper.
Oh, broke.
He was broke.
Broke.
As in he came from like he's.
But the brother be dead now, and he was a foster, so he gonna have money somewhere.
It's a win-win.
But yeah, you guys are staying. You're not staying with Jerry.
No, I'm not staying.
I would stay with Jerry.
What's poppin', Jerry?
I would say Jerry. What's up? How you doing?
Does she have any other kids? No, it's a 1-year marriage, so this is her first kid. What? And the other guy,
like, imagine,
she was married to the foster the whole time. She didn't know who that man was.
Yeah. She needs to
this is her new man. In fact, he can take what's the name? He can take Kune's identity, innit?
Yeah.
And he become the fraudster.
No, Kune's dead.
No, Jerry becomes the fraudster.
No, Jerry won't do that because he's a good guy.
He's a good guy. That's the guy she fell in love with.
Yeah.
She fell in love with the guy she thought Kune was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably got it from Jerry.
He borrowed the personality from
Jerry. It's one of them things where Kune is the wicked one and Jerry is the the nicer one, because obviously he grew up humble beginnings and stuff. His mom died and stuff like that, and before his mom died, his mom told him, "You have a twin at age 30." Can you imagine?
That is absolutely
crazy storyline.
Crazy storyline.
Do you know about twins? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna look it up.
Have you ever seen?
Ask her boyfriend.
Have you ever seen the show? It's about, I can't remember what it's called. It's about twins, anyways, right? And it's about like twins being extremely close. Have you ever seen those twins from like Australia? And it's like they have to have the same everything, same clothes, same hair.
Ones I've seen where the twins share the same boyfriend.
That's the one I'm talking about. The Australians, yeah.
Sheesh.
But I didn't know there's twins can get very crazy. So there's these other twins from America. They're 2 girls. They're with 2 twin boys. Same. They all look the same. And then they wanted to have babies at the exact same time. So they planned their their periods, everything together, so they could be the perfect they had their weddings on the same day. They live literally beside the house and they do everything together. And then one set of one couple, one man and woman, they decided to go to a restaurant one day, without their twins. They're like, we're gonna try something different. And they literally get to the starters and they're like, I'm just gonna go for a phone call. They're both calling their other twin being like, hey, are you okay? Are you okay? It's called, I can't remember what it's called, but it's called something about extreme sisters. That's what it's called.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. Okay, guys.
I'm like that with my girls, though.
Do you want to hear the different types of twins?
I want to get pregnant with my friends.
This is crazy. Okay, so here are all the different types of rare twins. So I'm gonna find out the type of twins I'm talking about. So you've got conjoined twins, which are extremely rare, and they're 1 in 200,000 live births. So this is when a fertilized egg only partially splits. So the twins are physically connected and may share organs. So that was like, those conjoined sisters we were talking about where one of them was married. Yeah. That's a conjoined twin. Then you have semi-identical twins, first confirmed in humans in 2007.
Okay.
They are extremely rare and only a few documented cases. And this is when two sperm fertilizes one egg, which then splits. So the twins share 100% of their mother's DNA, but only a portion of their father's. Then you have mirror image twins, where they're identical twins, but their features are reversed. So one can be left-handed, one is right-handed. And this results from a late split of the fertilized egg. So after day 9 of post-fertilization. Then you have superfetation twins, which occurs when there's a second separate fertilization that happens while already pregnant. So two embryos of different gestational ages develop at the same time, which is extremely rare in humans. So you have one baby that could be a week older than the other. Because you know the way that sperm can last in your bodies for 5 to 7 days?
Yeah.
So yeah, let's say you get pregnant on day 1 and then you get pregnant on day 7. Then you have superfecundation twins, which occurs when two eggs are fertilized by sperm from different acts of intercourse, possibly with different fathers. So it's actually possible to have twins with two different daddies.
Yeah, I heard about there's a Nigerian movie about that. Yeah.
Then you have chimeric twins, which occurs when two embryos fuse early in development, forming a single individual with two sets of DNA. So they're not technically twins anymore, but I've seen this as well online. And funny enough, it actually happened with mixed kids. So half his body's black, half his body's white.
No way.
So his legs were like black and his upper body was white. But he comes from mixed race.
Was it like an ombre mix though?
No, it was like legs black,
like
white.
Ombre brows.
Legs black, body white.
Shit.
Yeah, so that's chimeric twins. And then twins of different races.
How? Wait.
Which are?
How does chimeric? How?
Chimeric. Did anyone ever watch Teen Wolf?
Yeah.
Did you not ever hear
I watched
chimera, where it's just like, I don't know how to explain it.
It's a mix of
You're half and half
things.
Mix, yeah.
But like, why is it black and why is it white?
No, because the parents were mixed race. He was mixed.
Oh, sorry, I forgot.
It was like it was loading.
So it was like, yeah.
Girl.
No, that is not.
Yeah.
He just stopped developing halfway. Then twins of different races, rare in mixed race couples, happens when fraternal twins inherit very different combinations of their parents' genetic traits. So that'd be like where one twin is black and the other twin is white.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
I think you need a Caucasian in your life for that.
Yeah.
Hey.
No, I know there's no discrimination.
Hey. Might get me a nice ginger. Should I say?
I don't believe that.
Lobster and pasta.
Monozygote twins are that's what it's the type of twins I was talking about. Monozygote twins develop from a single fertilized egg that splits into two embryos. So they share the same genetic material and they are the same sex. So people like them tend to be like identical to the T. Like fingerprints can be the same. Everything is the same. Mono. Yeah. So they share both the same placenta and amniotic sac, very rare and high risk due to cord entanglement. So a lot of women who are pregnant with mono twins end up having to get surgery quite earlier on while still pregnant with them. And then you have monodi, which is they share placenta, but they have separate amniotic sacs. And then you have di where they have separate placentas and separate sacs.
Crazy.
And they're the ones that are usually fraternal.
Crazy.
Interesting.
Well,
don't ask me how many this. I'd be really
I would like. I didn't know there was options like a cocktail.
There's so many types of twins.
I love that. That's nice.
But yeah, monozygotic. That's the extremely rare one.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm going with Jerry anyways. I'd stay with him. It would just make sense. The husband is dead anyways. Don't have to do no divorce papers or whatnot. I'm good. I'm not broke. Because my family's
all the fault was he looks the same in them anyways.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even have to tell people.
He's just a nicer version.
Think that's your husband.
Actually, just a nicer version.
We are very tapped people.
Oh wow!
Like in the scenario, that's low. No, but like that stuff is very, very unlikely. Like very unlikely to happen.
Very unlikely.
You know, let's say for example, your husband went to the bathroom and his phone was unlocked, and you hear zzz, zzz, zzz.
Look, you're gonna get hurt.
Are you gonna just be like,
look and find out?
Or you're just gonna like,
I'm leaving it.
you're leaving it? You guys are not touching it?
Around and find out.
Did I not fuck around and find out during Christmas?
Fuck around and find out, bro.
Would you say you're not looking at the phone?
I'm not looking at it.
If I want to lose a few pounds, probably.
I'm not looking at it.
Okay, what? It's not your partner. It's just someone you're dating.
If I want to lose weight,
because I feel like if I'm meant to know, I will know.
I think I'll pick up the phone and go to Rev.
Because you know,
fuck around and find out.
I'll send myself just a little sum. And I'll tell him in 2 weeks.
50.
Literally, I'll tell him in 2 weeks. Oh, babe, like, I just needed it.
I don't think I'm looking, to be honest, because at the end of the day, whatever is meant for you will not pass you. And like, it's like, don't stress yourself out. See, girls,
Who are these podcast hosts right now? In season 1! These girls
I've done it. I've lived this life.
I suffered. Anyways.
That's why we're saying this now.
Suffered. But
we fucked around and we found out.
You get me? But you see if you're stressing about your man going to the club, he's out with his boys, going on boys' holidays, all this shit. Don't stress.
I got asked that question recently. If like I felt it was okay for like if they wanted to go to Afro Nation, I was like, go. But I'm not gonna stop you. Go.
If you don't go, if you don't like at the end of the day, they go Afro Nation, doing nothing. They could be going to Spar on a Tuesday, and they're in the bathroom. Do you get me?
Oh yeah, guys. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. We're gonna talk about. I even need to go into Netflix because this is the Netflix show. This is the new Cheaters from that guy that you met, Paul Brunson.
Oh yeah.
This is called Cheat Unfinished Business. Now let me tell you about one of the situations that's in there. They're in a relationship because this don't make no blood clot sense, and this is another reason why I said the only way that I'm gonna date a man who's got a child is if the baby mom's is not in the picture. And by not in the picture, I hope y'all guess what I'm trying to say. She has to be married or she has to be dead. One of the two. That's the only way I date someone who has a kid. So this woman was dating this guy, right?
Okay, sorry.
This woman was dating this guy. She's so silly. God bless her. I'm sorry, girl. I'm coming for you. She's dating this guy, right? He lives in the same house as his baby mom, but he says he's not with the baby mom.
Crazy. Like, but BFFR, do you know what I mean? Like, BFFR.
She said the only reason why she believed it, right? The only reason why she believed it was because he used to take her on dates literally minutes around the house that he lived in. So he had no fear of the baby mom finding out. So she was thinking, if he's bringing me this close to his house, they must truly be picking up. And he said he was getting a mortgage, so he was in the process of moving houses. Move out. If you my sister, I agree with you. I'm not condoning her stupidity.
Bro, you get me? There's men that have 2 families on the same street.
Be homeless.
Do you get me?
Be homeless. I would take a homeless man over a man who lives with his baby mama. You said across the street. I know an uncle who had the side chick in the apartment across the family home. This is something I witnessed with my own eyes.
Do you know what I mean? Like, never listen. Sometimes, as women, as a generation, as a species, let's just think about it. Let's just think about it. If you feel it down here in your fupa, is something going on. There's something going on, bro.
So the whole concept of this Cheat Unfinished Business is that they bring couples who their relationships are kind of like broken over trust. Some of them have admitted to cheating, some of them haven't. Well, the episode I am yet, there's a couple of people who haven't admitted to cheating. So he admitted to cheating and he was saying she was the love of his life and everything. And he was also the one who told her that
he cheated.
Not that he cheated. He wasn't even cheating. He had a full-blown relationship. He was like, he's still in a relationship with his baby moms. He eventually told her, I can't remember what caused him to tell the truth. But this is how tapped it is. He was bringing this babe all around his family. Like, his family knew her, his mama.
And did the family know he was also in a relationship with the baby
mom? They know he has
That's enabling, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, nah.
So she felt so bamboozled.
Because you thought because he was bringing you 10 minutes drive.
I don't know why she was feeling so bamboozled. Because even me when I taught it and they were together for a little while as well. I think it was a couple of years.
So did she ever stay in the house?
She never stayed in the house with him, but I'm sure he's gonna turn around and say, my kid's there.
No, but at the end of the day, if you are sharing a house and
you never know, because some men be brave like that. What, he could have her in at different times. She may
no,
not.
I want to be in the house with your baby mums. I want to say hello to her. Want to see what's going on.
Maybe the baby mums was swinger or something.
That's crazy.
Well,
you know what?
people
Probably
are taps.
that's it.
Can I tell you
People are
something? Yeah,
taps.
Keep it
it's
moving.
It's not even adapting. Can I tell you why it's not adapting? If you're gonna date a certain type of man, have certain type of standards. Do you get me? If a man is telling you A, understand that A is now the new standard, and be also doing A as well. If you're dating someone with a baby mom and he lives with a baby mom, understand that nothing serious is going to come from that relationship until he moves away from that house. Even then, still understand that things can go.
But the fact is,
crazy.
Are you like even? Why are you focusing on dating if you can't afford your own place?
He was apparently that's
what
he was saying. He was
no, what I'm saying is, if you're with your baby mums, like you are not stable. Like, find stability, then go out into the dating pool. Break away.
If a man told me, "Oh, hey, Demi, like yes, I still live with my baby mom," I'm like, "Oh, really? How's that going?" That's when I've now clocked a switch has gone off in my head. we don't date this person, but let's have a conversation for the pod.
Yeah, that's not where the embarrassment ended. It got worse. So the way the TV show's called Cheat Unfinished Business.
Oh, fabulous.
So the business wasn't finished because, do you guys remember Rebecca from Love Island who was dating Biggs?
Oh yeah.
Do you remember? She was like
Big Chris. He has a kid.
Yeah, he has a kid. Yeah. You don't remember Rebecca? She was very beautiful. I think she was Molly Macy's, and actually she's literally, they called her Becky with the good hair. Do you remember her?
Let's just go.
Okay. But anyways, she was on the show because Biggs wanted to get back with her, but he needed to reveal that he cheated on her. But because she always knew there was always claims of him cheating, but she never 100% was sure. So he came onto the show and basically expressed that he did cheat on her. So she was like, "All right, cool. Don't want to be with you no more." So that was where Rebecca should have left the show. But no, Rebecca decided to chill. And why she not starting to hook up with my man's?
The one that has the baby mom with a girlfriend and no house.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, now he has a house. Now he has a house because apparently he even gave, we'll call him Chris. I think his name is actually Chris. I think it's Chris. But anyways, so Chris is now, we'll call her Rachel, which is the one who believed that he was living in the house with his baby moms. So Chris and Rachel said they're going to try and work on things because he's finally broken up with the baby moms and he's moved into his new house. So when the show ends, or towards when the show is ending, Rebecca starts getting with Chris or starts flirting, starts talking. So when the show actually ended, Rebecca and Chris fully hook up. Chris is giving Rachel a key to this new house. So she didn't stay around to be embarrassed once. She stayed around to be embarrassed twice.
Double homicide.
She caused it.
Feel
it's
bad,
actually
bro.
her fault.
I actually don't even feel sorry.
It's actually her fault. Like,
because how can you, be bamboozled?
Is he lame?
He's linked to.
Because sometimes I just feel like that's the only reason why women are.
Because
they're very handsome. Maybe a partial.
He's linked to UK bad boy standards.
Okay.
Like he's classy street. Like he's in a tracksuit, but it's a really nice tracksuit.
What is it? Is his teeth done?
He's got nice teeth. He's got square.
That one's there.
Got some tattoos. He gives Jamaican vibes.
Oh wait, is he black or white?
He's black. This is a man. Yeah.
Is Rachel white or black?
She's black too. But Rebecca's white, so he cheated on her with Rebecca from Love Island.
That's
with the good hair.
Saying, bro.
Cheated on her with Becky with the good hair.
And
Becky with the good hair lacks complete accountability and doesn't think she did anything wrong.
Yeah, that's
how do you come on a show to fix your own relationship and then hook up with someone else who's trying to fix their relationship?
How greedy is not good.
Greed is not good. It's
but
not good at all.
But I don't even know where this started from. But like, what I was gonna say was like, the person I'm talking to wanted to play a joke with me, right? And you shouldn't play jokes with me because I'm very confident in myself. So he was like, "Oh," because obviously there's no title or whatever, but he was like, "Oh, I'm going on a date with someone," and like, you'd be surprised. I was like, "Oh, really? Okay, where you guys gonna go?" That's the switch that went off in my head. That okay, where you guys gonna go? Oh, like we're just gonna go for steak and then a massage. was like, okay. And I was like, because I was even thinking, he even let me finish. He goes, I'm joking. Because like, one thing about me is, yeah, I'm not threatened by, even if he was my boyfriend, I'm not threatened by other girls or other women in the picture. Because I know that like this, thank you for even telling me. Thank you for even showing me that this is how we're going now. This is how we're moving. Because we can do this game together. We could play. Do you get me?
He wouldn't finish sentence before my phone was off.
No, because sometimes you're like, because mind you, like I like to have a conversation. We can talk. Do you get me? But just know there's a switch in my head
that's gone off.
And then
he's literally thinking about that job. I did something there. I did. No, you didn't.
No.
You actually
I'm
just
just
said
like,
it.
okay, that's good. But I think he was expecting to be like, what? Date?
Yeah, he's trying to test your psycho.
He wanted you to be psycho because men love it when
they love it.
psychotic.
They absolutely love it. They love when you crash out.
Yeah.
And then they're like, you crazy.
I'm actually the worst for that because I'm not crashing out. I actually would never give you that.
I think I'll crash out if I'm your husband with your kids.
Even if you're, I think that's when you need to fear me is when I'm actually quiet because we all know my mouth runs.
I'm still gonna be quiet then. However, like I'm the kind of like I know. Okay, I realize I actually can be crazy. I can, guys. I found.
Join the club.
So like I'm the kind of woman that like I'm calm, but when you get into your bed, it's gonna be wet with stuff. And you're gonna be like, "What the fuck?" I'm just gonna. Oh, what happened? What's wrong? So I can get there. But like you have to really, really bring me there. But all this, like because I've seen a lot of shit, you guys told me a lot of shit, like a lot of shit doesn't really faze me anymore. Like cheating wouldn't faze me. I feel like it would faze me if maybe I'm in marriage, but even when that happens, there's a certain type of calmness that will come. Because I'm more grateful that I found out rather than not knowing. Because even the situation you told me before, the scary situation where her husband was cheating and came home, did research with her and now gave her an ST.
Wasn't even STD, it was the STDs of all STDs, HIV.
The kingpin.
So I'm happy that it was communicated before that it got to there. You just have to be grateful and just
you're gonna be grateful.
You
Grateful that you find out. And it will. If you don't know yet, you will know when you need to know. Like that's it. Like don't go crazy. Don't change your life to try find out some things. It will find you. It always, bro. It will always find you.
And when it finds you, run. And speaking of when it finds you, run, guys, the court case of the century has begun.
Yeah, we'll finish up on this still because I've heard some things.
The court case of the century, like guys, the P. Diddy versus the Feds case had started officially. What's today's date?
The 14th.
So the case has basically started on Monday, the 12th of May. Wow. But they did jury trials from the 5th of May, which was last week. And guys, this I feel is as big as O.J. Simpson case.
Bigger. It's probably bigger, bro. Because there's so much people involved. Like O.J. Simpson, there was people involved, but this is like everybody's connected. Do you know, like P. Diddy, Puff Daddy? Do you get me? All these names.
I mean, this is how you know I'm seriously how serious I'm taking this.
Okay, let's get into it. Let's get into it.
Okay, so when they were doing jury trial, right, they picked a bunch of people that they felt knew enough about P. Diddy, but not too much about P. Diddy. So you know, okay, this is a rapper guy, but you wouldn't be like familiar with like Cassie. They choked out names like, do you know Michael B. Jordan? Like, how familiar are you with like culture and pop and the scene?
You know they asked. You know that song, that Puff Daddy song. Which one?
Which one?
Step right.
Moving closer to jail. Every step he's taking closer to prison.
Do you get me? That song, they said, you know that song? They said, oh, yeah. You're sitting. Come
really?
Sit. Yeah, that banger. That, like, actually, not banger, but, people, that was a very very big song with the Caucasians.
Oh, it was actually.
Do you get
it was very
It was.
big.
They don't know about culture. They know that song. Sit down.
Yeah.
They like it.
Because that's the thing about like the jury. They're trying to find someone who is going to actually be fair. There was somebody who actually got chosen for jury duty, but he got taken off of it because his wife was part of the people who did he do it, did he not? So he had to go because his wife knew too much. Even though he didn't. Because apparently with this jury, they're not like normal juries where you have to sit in a hotel, you have no access to TV, media, nothing. They're allowed to go home.
Really?
But yeah, they're allowed to go home. So these juries go home to people, but they've been told to try and like minimize like notifications of like social media that's popping up so they're not too influenced.
Yeah.
But it's like this court case, guys, is wild, and it's only day 3.
Get into
and
it, get into it.
it's shaking. So let me go to my notes because guys, I can't believe what we're witnessing. So this trial is supposed to be 8 weeks long.
Eesh.
And so this is little things that like I wrote in. Diddy's trial has started and it's 8 weeks long. People need to realize that when it comes to trials, every move they make has to be so strategically planned. It isn't black or white. You don't get to just drop evidence and leave. It's the battle of the best lawyers and how smart they can use the law and evidence against each other. So from the way you're dressed, it plays a role on how people view you.
Yeah.
This case so far hasn't been about sex trafficking, but it's been more so about the abuse that Cassie has faced. And that's what people are complaining about because they're just kind of like, this is like, it's nearly like a RICO thing. They're trying to pin RICO and sex trafficking on him, but all they've done so far is interrogated Cassie based off that video that everybody saw last year. And at first they were told they weren't going to use that video in court. But now they're using it because they did not just get her in. They got the security officer who worked that day in. He's been called in. They've also called the what's the name of these people that aren't like prostitutes but
Escorts.
He called the escorts that was there in. And apparently there was supposed to be another witness. And she said they've gotten 3 witnesses. I can't remember what her name is. I'll find her name and pop it on the screen. She's disappeared, guys. Her lawyer and her have disappeared. They can't find her.
She's gone, bro.
No communication. But see, what they're finding very strange about this was that she was the only person who was willing to testify using her actual name, and she didn't want to be put into like one of those rooms with like a blank face. So she wanted him to know that it was her. Now they can't find her or her lawyer.
She's gone, bro. She either hopefully
someone
took some money,
threatened her.
She took some money and she's gone. Yeah. If not, she's gone. We're never gonna see her again.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. This is bigger, like, because do you know what? Like, if it gets out, we're not gonna know. Like, if it gets the sex trafficking and everything, do you know how much people? The whole music world.
It depends on how good the lawyers are, because I'm not gonna lie, Brian still is a force to be reckoned with. And it's not just he's a force to be reckoned with. This man doesn't drink. He doesn't smoke. But here he is defending the worst of the worst in that place. And it kind of like makes me just sometimes sit down and think that like being a defense attorney is the worst job, because it's based off whoever comes to get you, and it's your job to prove them innocent no matter what they've done is wrong, no matter how bad you think what they've done. And it's sometimes it's nearly like, I feel like it's an ego thing once you get to that stage, because it's like, how good is my job? How good can it be? How good can I be to get that murderer off? How good can I be to get him out of sex trafficking?
Because but like that's the thing with the justice system as well. Like, it's not down to us to see what's right and wrong. Well, that's how I think they sleep at night. Do you get me? Because they probably know that, like, but it's money. Money makes the world go round.
He has tore the first witness in US. And this is what people are already saying. They're like, if this is how the court's case is going to go, Diddy's walking free. Walking heavily free. Like, it's so crazy. So, like, what they're basically doing now is that the feds are basically taking him for RICO and sex trafficking. So now what the lawyers are doing they're like, okay, yes, we're going to admit he was an abusive man. We're going to admit that he beat the crap out of Cassie. We're going to admit all those things. But that's not why he's in court. So we can say, yes, he did all those things now. We don't have to deny it anymore. So they're sat in court and he's admitting to everything he did to P. Diddy. Not to P. Diddy, to Cassie. P. Diddy's admitting everything, saying, yes, I did beat her. Yes, I was abusive. Yes, 100%. But that doesn't mean I'm a sex trafficker. So they're basically
trying
saying
to bamboozle the.
Yep, they're trying to confuse everyone to say freak offs never happened. That she was just in a toxic domestic violence relationship, and because she's already taken him to, it wasn't, I can't remember what type of court it was, civil court, and she's already gotten the money. So that's why that can never go back to court. He's never going to go to jail for beating her. So that's why now he's admitting it, being like, yeah, I did all those things. Yes, I was absolutely horrible. And the thing that taps me the most about this one, and I nearly feel like this is where Cassie's villain origin story started. I think it was BET 2022. He won the BET Icon Award. At the end of that award, he was like, shout out to Cassie for holding me out through all those dark times. That man was an absolute joke. He was an absolute psycho. So they've put 3 people on the stand. So the first guy, I think, was a security officer for the hotel who worked that day. So here is what he said has happened was that he never saw the footage when he went up to go check on Cassie. He just got phone calls to say that there's loud noises and things on the corridor. Can you come up to the 6th floor? And he was the head of security. So because the 6th floor is probably like a really important floor, you're not going to have just any security person up there. So he goes up there and then he sees like Cassie. He says he sees her with a black eye. He saw another male escort in the room. And when he got up there, Cassie was trying to leave. And Diddy was like trying to force her to stay. And then he was like, well, if she wants to leave, she can leave. So he allows her to go out. And then he also says that he basically charged Diddy for the damages to the room. That apparently the room was completely trashed. And Cassie ended up leaving. And he was saying that like he also recorded things that happened that day because he knew no one would believe him. He said he didn't know who Cassie was, but he knew who P. Diddy was. My man Brian Steele gets up on stand and goes, so you're the head of security, right? So you guys usually have reports when things happen. So he's like, how come you never reported Cassie had a black eye? You said you saw it. How come you never mentioned the male escort? You never wrote it down. You said that like your reports are king, like they're the most important part of your jobs. So if it's the most important part of your job, why didn't you have it in your report? You said you remembered all of this. You said you recorded. You said you showed it to your wife because nobody would believe you, but you didn't remember to do it for your actual job.
Yeah.
And then so now people are saying, well, he's kind of just ruined that witness testimony. They had Cassie on, they got her to describe the details of the freak offs. And guys, it is horrible. Trigger warning. If you're going to watch any of those videos, serious trigger warning. She was basically saying that she met Diddy when she was 19, but I think they weren't officially in a relationship till she was 22. P. Diddy's 17 years older than her.
Of course.
How they also met was that she was supposed to be signed to his record label, and the agreement was that she was going to have 10 albums. She released 1. And she started saying part of the reasons why she didn't even have time to release albums was because of the freak offs, because that's all she had time to do. She was saying freak offs would be like 3-4 days.
What's freak offs?
So the freak offs are the sexual encounters that she has with escorts and with P. Diddy, and he'll lock her away for days. So she was saying they might go to a studio to record something and then be in the studio for 3 to 4 days, and she wouldn't be allowed to leave. And a lot of people kept on asking, especially like the defense team. They were like, why didn't you ever leave? And she was saying he would be abusive.
Stockholm
He
syndrome.
also, exactly, Stockholm syndrome. And then he also had this abusive way of, because she was signed under T's label, she also didn't really have any money because she wasn't producing albums or anything. So he was paying for everything. So whenever she did things that he didn't like, he'd take everything away from her.
Yeah, he put her into a point of like
Desperation.
Desperation. Yeah, she depended on him, and when she acted out of place, he took everything away.
He would take everything away from her.
So she felt like if she left, she'd have nothing. That's some psychological warfare.
And then another thing that we're saying, that part of the reason why she took him to the court last year to get money was because she was so broke that she needed money because she was in debt or whatever. So they were saying, did he really do those things, or are you just saying he did those things?
But the fact is, like, why would you publicly want to put yourself, like, you're a celebrity with a name. Why would you publicly want to, like, put that business out there for cash?
Really? And she was saying that video that the whole world saw that day at that hotel, she was saying what actually happened that evening was that she didn't want to take part in the freak off. So that's why she left the room, but he didn't want her to not take part in the freak off. And when it came to the freak offs, it wasn't just her and him. He loved having other people there. So how they would get people would be they go to different dating sites, and he would only pick people who were black because he felt like genetically they were bigger. So he picked only black people. Then it got to a point where things would happen that he started to allow her to pick whoever it was. And he would have these people try to be as discreet as possible. So then eventually
paying off, bro.
Ended up getting escort agencies to then start bringing people in. And then there was something that she released that was a bit weird. So she would say that, trigger warning, that he would force her to take golden showers to the point that she would choke. She was saying that she ended up getting on drugs because that was the only way she wouldn't be able to feel anything anymore. So she'd be completely out of it. And then they asked her this question, and her response was so sad. And they said, why didn't you just leave? And she said, because she just was so in love with him. And those were the only times where she felt like she actually got time with him. So she would stay true it. Till eventually she realized it was just too much. And then it became a thing where she also exposed then there were times where she thought they were monogamous apart from their freak offs. But then she then realized that he started dating other people. So she would date other people, and that's when all these people started getting threatened. Cars were being blown up. So she was even afraid to leave because she felt like she had to stay or else people would get hurt. So, and even when all of this was going on in court as well, when she was going into the details of this stuff, his kids got up and walked out. The girls, especially, they couldn't sit in the courtroom and listen.
Yeah, for sure.
And all his kids have been there so far every single day. His mom is there. 3 of the baby moms were there.
Optics. That's not even like they might not even be there to actually support. It's just for optics to see like, oh, he has like a family unit, like a family man. How could he do these things with a family? Like, I don't know, like it's hard. Like defense lawyers, I really want to know how they sleep at night. Like obviously
they don't give a heck.
We don't know guilty till proven innocent, but like it's like you just really have to question some morals.
So it's currently at the stage where they've had her, I think she's going back on stand tomorrow. But right now, they've only had the prosecutors get in to interrogate the witnesses. Now, tomorrow, the defense is coming for Cassie. That's
crazy.
where, and she's heavily pregnant, guys, while she's doing all of this as well. And something else that is also a bit weird is her husband, Alex Fine, came to court to support his wife. They didn't allow him stay to listen to the whole thing because he might be called in as witness because that's how he met her. He met her being a personal trainer in Diddy's house.
Do you know what? Her being pregnant will probably help towards her case, though, no?
That's what I'm saying.
Because you can't, like, do you know what? Like, women and kids are honestly the most, like, protected people on this planet. A pregnant woman? That's, like...
Yeah.
As much as we say they're the most protected people on this planet, it's also the bipolar opposite because it feels like the judicial system isn't really helping.
No, but I mean that, like, you know the way, like, everybody, like, if you, like, with, like, attacks, like, see when you get on a plane?
Yeah.
Like, mothers and kids. Do you know what I mean? They're like, protect the kids first. Like, like as a
they
society,
might be softer on her maybe throughout the process. Maybe not press too hard.
We're society, we're like ingrained to be like protect women, protect children. This judicial system doesn't do that. Do you know what I mean? Because it's not about right and wrong. It's about what's legally right, legally wrong. But for us, like as a juries watching this case, you see a pregnant woman, like you see a pregnant woman on the train, the bus, you're gonna give up your seat. Do you know what I mean? Like you're gonna see her in need. So it's like she is carrying a whole other life.
Image,
it's a good image. So you can't, like, as a lawyer, like this is gonna be very hard for like the defense
to interrogate her,
because you are talking, you're not talking to her, you're talking to a woman who is heavily pregnant. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
and by heavily, she's at least, I say 6-7 months gone. Like, she's huge.
Because, like, let's say he starts giving out to her, she gets stressed, she goes into labor early, or she, like, God forbid, has a miscarriage.
I rebuke it, but a little part of me is praying she goes into labor early so she doesn't have to go back to court. Because I just think that she's having to relive her worst nightmare. And she's not just reliving it. Like, guys, this court case is so, like, also so tight, especially with the media. Do you know there's no videos of P. Diddy? Like, there's no cameras allowed in this courtroom.
Yeah.
Like, the only way you're going to actually hear any information is if you are there. There's lawyers flying from all over the world to sit in the courtroom. And some of them don't even make it inside the courtroom. They have to sit in, like, the canteen outside that has speakers so that they can hear. And they're doing sketches. Like, people are getting artists to come in and do sketches of what he looks like. There's no photos, no recordings, no videos, nothing.
Well, that's what was so crazy with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp.
It was televised.
Because in specific states have, like, it's either illegal or illegal to have the court case recorded. But Amber Heard was the one who served Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
But she served him in a state that did allow cameras. It wasn't from a state that she actually lived in. She served him in I don't know if she lived there. I can't confirm nor deny that. But, like, she served him in a state where the court would go to trial videoed. Whereas
she lost.
Yeah.
But it's like, guys, it's so mad. So a lot of people are saying that if this case keeps going like this, it's going to be a thing that he walks away free. But I'm like, the prosecutors aren't going to show their hand completely. It's only day 3. This is an 8-week trial.
Well,
only day 3. And I think they're also being very,
like
very...
cards, like...
But is he going on the stand?
I don't know yet, but I say he'll have to go on the stand eventually. It's not going to be good if he does.
That's what I'm saying.
But I think if he does or if he doesn't, it's not going to be good for him either way.
But if he does, like, to be honest, it would be very telling, because if he doesn't go on the stand, he's implicated.
Yeah.
Like, most time people that don't go, like, well, we don't know.
If you try to take the 5th.
Yeah, you try to take the 5th, it means that you're already looking guilty. You might, like, there might be things that you have done, but it's like, so they could say, like, okay, see, from the hotel what the security said, yeah? Prosecution can be like, oh, you agreed to the abuse. You know that you did that. You know what I mean? Like, and then it's like, okay, so you did abuse her on that night. Was there an escort there? Do you know what I mean? And it's like, if he says yes, that opens up a whole, like, it brings doubt. Yeah, it brings doubt.
Yeah,
it
brings doubt back to the jury, and that's exactly why I'm saying I think they're being very, very smart with how they're playing it at the moment. As much as people are like, "Oh, why are you asking questions to Cassie? This isn't sex trafficking. Oh, you're just basically saying it's domestic violence case." But I'm like, but that's the thing. They're painting an image out to the jury that he's actually evil enough to do these things. Everyone who sat in this jury is hearing the security guy say, "Yeah, I was there. I saw this. We all saw the video." That video actually doesn't help him at all. Even though he's admitting to domestic violence, people can now say that, should we just have 3 people come up here and actually say you are this monster to kick her in the head? And now all of a sudden you want to say, yes, I'm evil enough to kick her in the head. I'm evil enough to starve her. I'm evil enough to pee on her, but I'm not evil enough to do the same thing to somebody else.
I did this to her and only
nobody else.
Yeah, that's he's trying to say. He's trying to just specifically pinpoint, like, okay, yeah, no, he was a bad guy, but that's what they're gonna focus on.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, even the fact that the defense lawyer Brian Steele was literally like, oh yeah, like, okay, you're saying this happened, like, it's just bringing doubt. And it's like, as a juror, it's not about what you think. It's about what's legally right and legally wrong. So it's like, okay, this security guard did say, he saw this. But legally, he didn't write it down.
He didn't write it down. So it's not fair. Like, we can't say, what if he's only saying that now because the video's out and he feels bad?
Yeah. And he showed his wife, which is also a conflict of interest, because why are you sharing stuff that you aren't, like, that you shouldn't with your wife?
Funny enough, the security guard is actually now a police officer.
Yeah.
Funnily enough. But it's just one of those things where it's like it's going to be such a complex one. Like this is going to break people. It's going to break people down. Because now, especially with her being pregnant, I think people are going to have that softness. And then it's like, how are we supposed to believe he's not a sex trafficker when he's capable of doing these things? And then also, this was something else I was thinking. All the actions that he's doing to her is exactly what people do to people who are sex trafficked.
Do you get?
Just leave it.
Yeah.
What are you doing with those people that you're?
But it's
you're
not even. It's but how can they prove it if they don't? If he doesn't go, it's how can they prove it?
How can they prove it? And it's all just going to be whether people are actually brave enough to actually admit it and come out with proof. So people are now also saying that they shouldn't just subpoena like Diddy. Diddy shouldn't be the only one who's arrested. His whole team should be arrested for all the shit that he was doing to Cassie. Why is he the only one being subpoenaed? Because they think he's the kingpin. So the only way that this man can get out of it is if Brian Still is actually able to confuse
but
the
he
world
can turn around
to question, to make people question it.
But I think he probably can make question. Not saying this is what I think, but like, see the way Cassie sat there and said, "I did this because I loved him." Like she was complicit in this. Do you know what I mean?
She wasn't forced.
She said, like, on trial, she said, and this only from what you said, so obviously it's taken. But she said, "I stayed because I loved him." You know what I mean? So it's like
she stayed. And see, this is another techie thing of where she was constantly contradicting herself, because she would say things like that where she was like, I stayed because I loved him, but then there was other times where, like that day when we saw that video, when she said, so apparently what happened that kind of like set them off was that when that guy came in, she had a laptop that had her details or something on it, so she wanted to close it, and Diddy was like, what are you doing? You stay where I tell you to stay. And she was like, no, you know what, I'm done with this, I wanted to leave. He picks up a bottle and he flings it by her head. So this is what she said. This is also what the security officer said, that there was glass and things broken in the room, and the escort also said. So all their stories line up. So he throws something at his head, and that's what she was saying, that sometimes when she would leave, he would take everything, or he would be that violent that she was scared to ever leave, because he always knew how to get her back, because he had a whole team. He had a whole entire team coming after her.
It's crazy. But like even now, like he has a whole entire team coming after her. Like they're probably analyzing everything that she said, every movement that she had. Like it's actually crazy. It's not like, and that's what's so scary about like court cases, is you don't even know when the truth. What is the truth? Do you know what I mean? Like it should be.
It happened so long ago as well.
Yeah,
it's so sad.
Many years.
It's so sad.
The evidence.
Honestly,
it's so many years.
But like I feel like it's just gonna start with her. And then the other 75 people.
I think no, I don't even think it's the 75 people. I know a lot of people have also put their charges and stuff, but it's whoever the witnesses are. That
where
is
the
what
evidence
is so important. Like the witnesses are the key to winning and losing this. Because if you're able to, like the way Brian was able to just switch off this security officer story, because like a lot of lawyers have sat there being like, oh God, like we knew Brian was good, but we didn't know this man was this good, because he's just completely ruined the first witness's story.
It's tough, man.
Anyways. But yeah, guys, we gonna keep you updated on this, because this is interesting. It's so like I hate to say that it's a really good court case, just considering what has actually happened to someone. Yeah,
it's not.
But this is,
you have to be a bit sensitive, to be honest.
Yeah,
this is the stuff that we do know.
It's so serious. We don't know. It's so serious. But the moral of the story is, women, love yourself more than you love any man, because she stayed there for what she called love. But I don't know why you people are laughing back there, because I'm being so dead ass.
But just to turn it back on a little high, I've got a few fun facts about jury service in Ireland. So women had to fight to serve, in jury service. So until the 1970s, Irish women were technically eligible for jury duty, but were automatically exempt unless they volunteered. And even then, they were often rejected. Beatrice Dixon, a Dublin activist, campaigned for years before finally becoming the first woman to serve on an Irish jury in 1957. She highlighted issues like the lack of women's toilets in the courthouses as barriers to inclusion. Like 1957.
That's like last
That's
week, bro.
not like, do you know what I mean?
My mom was born like 4 years after. Actually, no, 14 years after. Sorry, Mom.
You might be called, but never serve. serve. So each year, tens of thousands of Irish citizens are summoned for jury duty, but only a fraction actually serve. In 1 year, out of 42,840 people called, over 29,000 were excused, and more than 4,000 simply just didn't show up.
Call me.
If you don't show up,
I don't think because you have a podcast. No?
they know. They say no. If you fail to attend jury duty, it can result into a €500 fine.
Oh my gosh.
You don't get paid. We do get free lunch.
Do you know, I think someone who didn't go to, there was some jury thing that happened last year for one court case, and someone didn't show up, and she didn't show up because she had a holiday booked. But I think she never mentioned it to them that she had a holiday booked. Man, the judge, they hunted her down, they brought her back, and then the judge made her write like a 500-page essay on I must obey the law, and then made her pay a fine. Like, America's jokes, considering here you only pay 500.
That's crazy.
It might be worried. Like, if you got a cheeky little holiday and you've been called, like, you might be like, look, this holiday is worth $2,000. Let me just pay this 500.
You can be, and this last one, you can be excused for some surprising reasons. So certain professions, like full-time students, doctors, and religious ministers, can be excused from jury duty. Additionally, if you've served on a jury in the past 3 years, you're eligible for exemption. So it's like, I think from a religious point of view, like if your religion says you shouldn't judge someone, or like
Thou shalt judge. Man, and then you're putting like a murder case. I'm judging, bro. I'm judging.
So yeah, fun facts.
That was actually interesting. That was a nice little note.
Thank you, Ray. Thank you guys so much for listening to this pod. I hope you really enjoyed it. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Please drop your opinions and views in the comments below.
Yes.
Yeah, and let us know what you really think.
I got me for your meat, I am mad.